is Tiffany. This is my channel, Who's Your Handmade. Thank you so much for stopping by today. In today's video, it's another edition of #FridaySews. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. As always, thank you so much to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting #FridaySews and allowing all of us sewists to spend Friday just talking about what we've been sewing, what sewing we have coming up, and a little bit about life in between. Thank you, Jen, for your generosity. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider subscribing before you leave today. I would love to welcome you into this community and get to know you better. And thank you to all of my friends, my subscribers that have been with me video through video. It is so amazing to have you here with me today. Thank you so much for your support and your friendship, you guys. It means so very much to me. Also, thank you to everyone who has watched Tuesday's video. So this last Tuesday, I put a video out about my stash. I have a challenge this year to use a lot of my stash up, to focus in on my stash fabrics and patterns. And then there's a challenge that my husband issued to me. And I have a little bit of a confession time in that Tuesday video. So confession is supposed to be good for the soul, right? Thank you so much to everyone who has watched that video and left amazing comments. Every single one of them has just been such an encouragement to me and so uplifting. Thank you so much, you guys. If you haven't watched Tuesday's video, I'm going to try to link it up above and definitely down in the description box. Please do go check that out and let me know. Let me know if you're focusing on your stash this year. I would love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Tell me what you're working on this week. What have you accomplished in your sewing room? And what do you have coming up this weekend? I would love to chat with you down below. Okay, so I was in and out of the sewing room again. We've been doing some house things. If you're new to my channel and you don't know, we are building a new house and it is kind of consuming us. It's beginning to kind of ramp up here. So we went to a home auction over the weekend and that took up my whole Saturday. I wasn't in my sewing room at all on Saturday, which is sad. So I didn't get any sewing done Saturday, but I was able to complete a few things this weekend. But before I show you those and go into the details of those, I want to talk about Addie June's little Valentine's dress. I haven't been able to show it here, so I'm going to pop up some pictures on one of these sides. I'm going to pop up some pictures and show you Addie June's little dress. She was so darling on Valentine's Day. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen these pictures, but I would like to feature them here again in this video just to show her off a little bit. She's so cute and she really did love that dress. She put it on and she said, "It has pockets." Which is just like, how does a 2-year-old know this kind of stuff? I don't know. She's such a character, has so many different faces, and she's just so funny. So this is the Sweetie Pie dress from Ellie and Mac. I talked about it a little bit last week. I showed the dress, and this week I have pictures of her in it. I will link it down below. It is a TNT for me, for Addie. I have made it so many times, and I'm ready to size up again in it. So this will be the 3rd time making a different size. So obviously it's a tried and true, no more needs to be said than I have sized up in this thing 3 times for her already. So I love the Sweetie Pie dress from Ellie and Mac. So that is Addie June in her Valentine's dress. So Friday I was able to complete what I'm wearing right now. This is the Cashmerette Stanton Hoodie. I was able to complete it. You can't see it all here on me, but it is a really neat make. Now, I'm not gonna lie and tell you that it's easy or fast or it's just not, it's not one of those sews. There's a lot of pieces to this hoodie. There's a lot of different sections. You can kind of tell with the color blocking that I've done. And then there's a front pocket, like a kangaroo pocket. And then you have a fully lined hood. And so there's a lot of pieces to this. It is a very satisfying make. I have never made a hoodie before. My first time making a hood and this kind of a garment. So it's very satisfying, very proud of myself. I'm gonna try to pop in some pictures, but the hubby has not been home this week, so he's my photographer usually. So I'll try to pop in some pictures, but if I don't, I'll get some next week. It's definitely a muslin, wearable muslin. There are things that I have picked out with it that it's not quite right. So let me go through the few little issues that I've found real quick, and I have a question for you guys, so see if you can help me out with this. So the first thing that I want to do with this Stanton hoodie on my next version is to lengthen these sleeves. So if you look at these sleeves, it's the bulk of my watch, so let me show you over here. They look like perfect on my wrist, right? And it is a perfect length for my wrist. But I don't like my sleeves this short. I find myself pulling them down all the time. So I need to lengthen my sleeves probably 2 or 3 inches actually. I would like this section to be more up here, and then it could blouse around. I kind of like a sleeve to do that, a little blousing, and then I can pull it over my hands if I want to be warm and cozy. It's a hoodie, I want to be warm and cozy. So the next version, I need to lengthen my sleeves, and then really the most trouble that I had with this pattern was the hood. Now, I have never done any kind of hood construction before, never made anything with a hood, so this was my first try. And it was a little confusing. I will admit I was confused. Even with Cashmerette's really good instructions, I was just kind of left saying, what do I do? The pieces weren't lining up very good. So a lot of it probably had to do with my fabric choice. This gray is quite a bit more slinky and shifty than this burgundy. So they're both French terry, but this one is definitely more slinky. And so it's the lining in my hood, and it was shifty. It wanted to shift around. So it's probably a fabric thing. It's definitely an experience of the user kind of thing. So that really gave me the most trouble. So next time I want to make sure that I'm taking my time with the hood and going over those instructions and then trying to finish it really professionally on the inside. It turned out okay. Like I think the hood looks okay. And then look at this. I'm gonna zoom in here. Look at that point on the hood. That looks so professional. The points meeting so well. So I was really happy about that. But here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing I need you guys to help me with. Did you just see that action that I did? Pulling it down like that. This shirt, and it's happened to me before on shirts, it wants to ride up and choke me. It does that all the time, and I find myself pulling it down. So help me out here, guys. What adjustment do I need to make to correct that? Is it a shoulder problem? I do have broad, square shoulders. You can see how square they are, how broad they are. Maybe it's a shoulder issue. Maybe it's a full bust issue. I do have quite a full bust. Maybe that's an issue. Maybe it's a back issue. I don't know. Is it something to do with my back? I just don't know. All I know is that I find myself doing this, pulling it forward all the time. I wore this all day Sunday to try to see how I liked it, and I do like it, and that's like it's kind of a minor annoyance, but it's definitely something that I want to try to correct in my next version. So tell me what adjustment I need, or help me find some kind of solution to the choking, riding up kind of issue. Otherwise, this is a really neat make. It'll leave you feeling very accomplished, like you've really sewn something cool and intricate, and I will definitely be making more of these. I probably need a break, so I probably won't go right into making these. So I'm not real sure any more of these will be made this winter, because we're getting into kind of spring and warmer weather. But maybe they will. So let me know what your thoughts are on what adjustment I need, and I would be really appreciative. And then the next thing that I worked on this week is Simplicity 9385 let me find my package. It's right here. This sweater, View B. Can you tell by the look of my face? This is the pattern of problems, you guys. Why? Why is it so problematic for me? I don't know. I don't know. It's been one problem after another. Let me grab the first bodice. So here's my first bodice. And while it looks okay, you can tell how droopy the neckband is in the back. So none of this sits flush like it should. Totally scrapped the whole bodice. I had plenty of fabric. I had a lot of this fabric. So thankfully I had enough fabric to cut myself another bodice. So I have cut a new bodice, and it has a nice neckband that sits quite a bit better on my neck. I lengthened the neck, I shortened the neckband by 2 inches after I'd shortened it already. Shorten and shorten and shorten. This neckband is a problem in this pattern. I'm sorry, it just is. Never ever have I had a neckband act so terrible than this piece right here. And I know there's a way out there to do the math on calculating your own neckband for this. I want to stomp my foot like a little 5-year-old and say, if they're gonna give me a neckband piece, it should fit. I know I'm being stubborn and childish, but this neckband has really given me fits. And then the sleeves. So I have one sleeve inserted. One sleeve has been inserted. It's not finished yet on the end. These pleats gave me such fits. Now they want you to fold the pleats from the right side of the fabric. So they want you to pleat from the right side of the fabric. On my other version that I did of this, I did it from the wrong side. And I really liked the look that came out of the other shirt that I done. These were one problem after another with the pleating. So the pleats look really kind of nice on the back, and then they look terrible on the front. I don't know. Thankfully, the sleeve is very balloonish and very full, so I think it'll fold over anyway and hide the imperfections. And I am gonna finish this thing. I'm gonna finish it. But the frustration level is quite high with this pattern. So once I get this one done, am I ever going to be making more of this pattern? I don't know. It seems to me that out of all the patterns I have, wasting my time with this one is probably not worth my headache. I hate to be that way because it's a popular pattern. It's a super popular pattern, and I really hate to have those kind of opinions about it, but it's a problem. It's a problem pattern. So I think I'm going to do a review on this pattern. I hate to do a review on a pattern that I really don't like, but maybe someone out there has built something like me and they are experiencing things that I'm experiencing, and they need to hear a few of my adjustments that I've had to make, and maybe it'll help them. I don't know. Anyway, so Simplicity 9385 is ongoing. I'm gonna finish it. I am gonna finish it. I'm stubborn. I want to finish it. But will there be more? Probably not. Other things that are coming up this weekend, I really don't have any other set plans for sewing. I'm gonna kind of go where the wind blows me or where the stash takes me. I'm gonna go dig into the stash a little bit. It is really warm here in Indiana. It's been really warm this week. And this kind of weather kind of makes me want to steer away from the hoodies and the sweaters and the wintry kind of wear. So I don't know if I'm gonna look into a few spring patterns and maybe get some spring ideas. I do have a couple more items on my fall and winter plans that I have not made yet. I think it's like 2 dresses. So I might revisit those and try to finish those out before I start some spring plans, but we'll just have to see. Okay, so I just want to take a few minutes here at the end of my Friday Sews and give a sewing community shout out. Actually, a couple of them. They kind of go hand in hand. So all of you, I'm sure, are following and are a super fan of Whitney from Tomcat Stitchery. She was legit one of the first channels that I ever watched here on YouTube, just dipping my toes into garment sewing and really going that way away from quilting. And she's been amazing to watch ever since then. Obviously, she is amazingly talented. She is a beautiful lady who makes wonderful garments, and we all love her. So I'm sure you all know about Whitney. Well, Whitney has become an ambassador for one of my favorite local sewing shops here in southern Indiana. Whitney is from Indiana, although we don't live near each other. We live in different regions of Indiana, but she has become an ambassador at the University of Sewing. So I'm giving Whitney a shout out in my video because we love her and she's so important to our sewing community. But I'm also wanting to give a shout out to this amazing little shop who is doing so much to become a part of our sewing community. I think any local shop that is doing so much to expand their reach and to become a part of our community deserves a shout out and some kudos. Maybe I'm a little biased because I love the shop so very much and I'm in there, you know, quite a bit, and I've taken classes there, but I wanted to just take a second to recognize them. So Margaret is the owner of the University of Sewing. She is amazingly talented. She has years and years and years of sewing experience, to include Broadway, like costume design on Broadway. It's amazing the experience she has. And then she has all of these talented employees who are also super talented in their shop. So I have done a whole video on a shop local highlight of her store. So I take you for a little bit of a tour in her shop, and then I give you some information about her shop. So I'm going to link that video up above and down in the description box. So go check that out if you haven't seen that. I also wanted to just highlight some really cool things about her shop. So most recently, she has added Whitney as her ambassador, and they're working together to spread the word about the University of Sewing, promote Bernina, which I am personally not a Bernina person, but if you are, it would behoove you to follow them. You can follow them here on YouTube, and I will link their channel down below. And you can also follow them on Facebook. Now, Facebook is really fun because they do Facebook Lives every Friday and every Saturday. Friday, usually, Margaret goes over new Bernina things, Bernina deals, tells you about the sales for the week or the month, and she kind of shows you more of the machine side. And then on Saturday, she focuses in on fabrics or new patterns that she's received that week, telling you about classes and events that they're going to have. And that takes me to the next point. They have so many amazing classes that they are really working to build here at the University of Sewing. And virtual is becoming a thing. They are looking to do more virtual, and maybe Whitney is going to be included in some of this. So from what they've hinted on their Facebook Lives, all of this is really shaping up to be so exciting and something that we need to tune into. So on their Facebook, you can go find them at the University of Sewing. I will link it down below. Give them a follow, and then they do giveaways. Every live that they do, if you share, they will put you in the running for a giveaway. You can keep up with what's new and what's happening in their store. They also ship across the US, I know, and I would give them a call about their international shipping, but I'm sure they could work something out with you. So just an amazing content creator in Whitney, and what she has built in this community, her whole persona is just so amazing. And also the University of Sewing, who is just taking such a look at the sewing community and wanting to be a part with them and wanting to connect. And as a small local shop, that is so important to connect to your audience. So I just think it's really awesome, and I wanted to share with you guys. So go check out obviously Whitney, if you haven't checked her out already. Her channel will be linked down below. And then check out the University of Sewing. Give them a follow along with Whitney's journey with them, and I know it will mean so much to them. Okay, so that is all for this Friday Sews. Thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me today. Leave me a comment down below. What are you doing this weekend? I would love to chat with you. Take care, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.